Hi everyone, quick heads up. If you prefer the written post, check out the link in the description. Otherwise, let's dive right into today's topic. I want you to imagine walking into a convenience store in Japan today. You grab your iced coffee, head up to the register, but instead of fumbling around for yen coins or swiping a traditional credit card, you pay instantly. And you do it using a fully regulated digital stablecoin right from your phone. It sounds like something straight out of the distant future, right? Well, that future has officially arrived. Today's explainer is going to walk you through exactly how 2026 became the absolute breakthrough year for stablecoin payments in Japan. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. We'll start with a quick TLDR on the 2026 implementation status, define what exactly a stablecoin is, and then establish the legal base. From there, we'll look at the major alliances and pilot preparations, dive right into the early 2026 retail testing, and finally wrap up with the loss in pilots and overall readiness. Section 1, TLDR 2026 Implementation. So the crucial point is, if you take absolutely nothing else away from this explainer, you need to know that 2026 is the pivotal year where Japan shifted from simply drafting regulations to actual, boots-on-the-ground retail integration. Look at these 4 key takeaways. First off, active retail integration is live. Second, major POS, that's point-of-sale integration pilots, are actively happening right now with massive players like Lawson and NetStars. Third, on the corporate side, heavyweights like MUFG, SMBC, and Mizuho formed a massive megabank alliance to launch B2B stablecoins. And finally, the Japanese government officially cemented its oversight by launching a dedicated crypto assets and stablecoins division within the FSA. Section 2. What is a stablecoin? So what exactly is a stablecoin in this context? Simply put, it's a digital asset designed to maintain a stable value by being pegged one-to-one to fiat currencies, like the Japanese yen or the US dollar. And I want to be super clear here. Unlike volatile crypto, the stuff that swings wildly in price day to day, these are designed specifically for stable daily commerce, cross-border remittances, and instant settlement. Under Japan's Payment Services Act, or PSA, they have a very specific legal definition. They're legally known as electronic payment instruments, or EPIs, and this brilliantly illustrates how Japan meticulously structured this new digital economy into 4 very distinct legal types under the PSA. You've got Type 1, which is issued by traditional banks or registered funds. Type 2 covers digital assets that are mutually exchangeable with Type 1. Type 3 is super secure. It's issued through trust banks, which guarantees bankruptcy remoteness. That basically means your assets are 100% protected by the trust, even if the issuing company goes under. And finally, Type 4 covers foreign-issued stablecoins like USDC, which are handled by licensed domestic mediators right there in Japan. Section 3, Establishing the legal base. Let's move to and see how this builds, because this whole legal journey really kicked off back in April 2017. That's when the Payment Services Act was first revised to regulate crypto assets broadly. But step 2, that was the real game changer. In June 2022, a landmark amendment to the PSA officially defined electronic payment instruments as a distinct legal category. This was literally the foundational legal paperwork that gave stablecoins their own identity and completely set the stage for everything we're seeing today. Section 4. Alliances and pilot preparations. With that legal groundwork laid, a period of intense, rapid-fire preparation began. In June 2023, those 2022 regulations officially took effect. By September, Mitsubishi UFJ Trust announced the Pragma coin platform for domestic stablecoins. Fast forward a bit to June 2025, and a new amendment relaxed reserve rules and introduced a mediation license, significantly lowering the barrier for new service providers. This directly led to October 2025, when JPYC officially launched its Japanese yen stablecoin. And then, a massive, absolute blockbuster milestone hit in November 2025. Japan's 3 megabanks announced a joint study to issue a trust-type stablecoin together. The institutional heavyweights were now fully in the game. Section 5. Early 2026. Retail Testing. This is where it gets really fun, because the tech finally moves out of bank boardrooms and into actual retail environments. Let's walk through these 3 sequential steps of the early 2026 retail testing. First, in January and February, NetStars conducted Japan's very first technical demonstration for in-store USDC payments at Haneda Airport. Next, step 2, in April, they announced StarPay X, which is a vision to bridge traditional Web 2 payments with Web 3 finance. And then step 3, in May of 2026, SBI VC Trade and A+ started testing actual USDC QR payments at popular retail spots like BitCamera and Nara Unatado in Osaka. The technology was actually proving itself in the real world. Section 6. Lawson pilots in readiness. Which brings us to the crucial summer of 2026. Look at this rapid-fire succession of institutional moves laying the immediate groundwork for direct consumer use. June 1st, the 2025 PSA amendment is enforced. Just days later, on June 10th, the megabanks announced they'll start actual transactions. June 24th, RLUSD becomes the first Type 4 foreign instrument handled by a Japanese exchange. And then boom, July 13th, NetStars commercializes stablecoin pay, meaning any retailer using their gateway can now easily accept multiple stablecoins. The infrastructure is completely live at this point. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is what happened on August 6th, 2026. Lawson completed a major trial at its Takanawa Gateway City store using JPYC and the Hashport wallet. Why is this such a big deal? Because this specific trial marks the very first time in Japan that a stablecoin payment was linked directly to a convenience store's POS register. There were no separate terminals, no clunky workarounds, just a direct, seamless scan right at checkout. And you know what? They aren't stopping there. Scheduled for August 17th, 2026, Lawson and NetStars are running a highly comprehensive trial at the Osaki Atrium store. This pushes the boundaries even further. They are actively testing checkout speeds and operations using multiple popular stablecoins like USDC, USDT, and JPYC, all alongside popular wallets like MetaMask, directly integrated with existing POS systems. This is literally the ultimate stress test for everyday consumer readiness. Right in the middle of all this exciting retail action, on August 7th, 2026, we see this final institutional capstone. The Financial Services Agency officially launches the Crypto Assets and Stablecoins Division. This just shows the government's absolute long-term commitment to overseeing and fostering this rapidly evolving ecosystem. They aren't just allowing it, they're actively dedicating an entire regulatory division to managing its future. Looking at how incredibly fast we've moved from abstract legal definitions in 2022 to direct convenience store checkouts today, it leaves us with one incredibly exciting question. Will stablecoins soon replace physical yen in your wallet? The infrastructure is there, the government is on board, and the major retailers are actively rolling it out. That is all. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.